All right, guys. Welcome to the Crossing Pro Show. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Man, it's been a minute, man. So it's been about a week. Like I was saying, we've had a just a crazy week. I know that um, you've had a crazy week. You moved to a new place.
Yeah,
You
I'm
did.
I'm now broadcasting from an undisclosed location in Florida. Had to move again. Undisclosed though, you never know.
So how's the new place?
Oh man, it's wonderful. Moving sucks. I've said this before on another show at some point because I move every 6 months now. It seems like witness protection though. What are you gonna do? That's the game. Uh, for like the next couple weeks, I'm going to be bumping into walls and counters. I'm going to be reaching for light switches and shit that aren't there anymore. But other than that, man, it's in a beautiful place. There's water, there's walls, there's birds and shit, man. You know, you can't beat it.
Cool, man. It's always cool to actually just get in, but it's a hassle to get in, like to do the actual moving. I
Yeah.
hate packing. I
I've
hate packing.
moved so many times at this point. Like I am like the fucking Liam Neeson of moving at this point. Like you should see the shit I did with a couch by myself the other day, and like it wasn't anything dirty. I mean, moving it.
Right.
Like it was. I still impress myself. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like I one man moving company here.
Wow. Yeah, I would know. Like when I was younger and I was single, I just tried to do everything like um, I didn't have a whole lot of stuff. Pretty much, if I was moving, I could just throw it in a trash bag and just take it. That was it. No.
Oh God, I'm way too materialistic. I have so much. I just have stuff, just stuff. Like there's a fucking Mario cardboard box behind me, like that. You know that I just have stuff.
Right? As you get older and you start accumulating, especially when you get married and have kids, and then you start packing, you realize how much junk you really have. You
Oh
know,
yeah, it's like well when you add like when it's just moving yourself or even like a girlfriend or something, it's like all right, you have two people's stuff, so you'll
right,
bring your extra little bullshit. Add
right.
two kids in the mix and that many more trips up and downstairs. No man, fuck my 27 Monopoly games. I'm good. I don't need the board games anymore. I don't need the sports memorabilia. I have kids. All my hopes and dreams are dead anyway. What am I lugging this shit around? Let it go. Let it go, people. You have kids. It's over. Just kidding.
You have kids. You have them move with you, so they can actually pack their own stuff. And
Yeah. And there is like there's that point where like from 0 to like 12 or 13 where your kid is pretty much
right,
fucking useless. They might as well be in a wheelchair. Like what is your kid doing at that point other than like bringing you joy and perspective? Like kid ain't doing shit other than that for the first 12 years or something. Then
right,
they get to a point where like if they have a younger sibling, they could babysit, they can bring groceries in and shit, they can like put laundry away, carry shit. Like as soon as a kid can carry 50 pounds, you can put them to work. It's like you're worth something now. You can lift 50 pounds. And
right,
you don't even have to worry about bend like lift with the knees shit. They're young, they're agile, man. Just all back, baby. All back, little guy.
right.
We're back, baby. I ain't been on in a while. I haven't had my setup. I got my desk back. Like I can't told you off air. My desk for me is like a military guy's M16. Like I pray to my desk every night. I thank my desk at night. So it feels good to have it back. I've been operating at about 10% capacity for a few months now. So it's feels
Well,
good to be back.
hey, you look like you're all set up. You look like you're ready to go, man.
I'm ready to be afraid, people. That's all. Just be afraid.
Well, cool, man. So yeah, it's been busy. I was telling you that I did this past week. I did 5 different interviews, and then Thursday I did three in one day. Um, so I mean, we're going to bring some of the people on the show, but one of the guys that I really want to bring on here is Sean Cronin, and uh, you know
Yo, you know what, Parks? You know
what?
what? You know what, man? Fuck you. All right. I messaged him fucking probably 6 months ago. That motherfucker never messaged me back. That's all right, Sean. That's all right, bud. I was like, I'm not gonna lie too. I was messaging him. I was like, this is a big fish. I was like, this is a big one. This guy's legit. You know, whatever. Like, obviously, I don't actually. If I hated everyone that didn't message me back, I would hate 98% of the active internet world. Obviously, so obviously, there's no real hard feelings. I was like, "Ooh, Parks, you son of a bitch!" Yep.
He's a super busy guy because I've been trying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've been trying to reach this guy for, man, I want to say probably almost a year.
Yeah. Yep.
Trying to get him on, but yeah, I mean, he was
and it's like he's an active, busy guy. So like you message him, and like is he like mainstream like everywhere all the time? No, but like he's very visible, very present. So you message him, and then you're like, oh man, fuck, he's got this ad out or this thing out, and it's like, son of a gun, he's but he's he's busy at least, he's not just blowing you off. So it's nice when you can actively see somebody like, well, yeah, of course they're not calling you back, man. Look what they're doing.
Well, the other thing is that he lives in London. So he's out, and it was funny because I was sleeping and my phone had a message. It was like 3:30 in the morning. 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, who's messaging me at 3:30 in the morning? I look, and it's Sean. And Sean's like, yeah, I got your message. I'd love to come on your show.
So what about me, Sean? Oh,
so, but super cool guy. I mean, he's in the process right now of doing a new film. He's directing a vampire movie, which is funny because he's taking a small town in the UK and turning it into a Texas town. He's
that's cool.
Into like a trailer park.
Nice. So, I really, for whatever reason, I get maybe just because America is viewed the way it is in like entertainment and stuff like that, but like the UK, I was watching Luther, the Fallen Son. I guess it's a Idris Elba movie. There was a show about it. It's out of the UK, gritty, and it's just like, man, we need more of that type of stuff. Like the UK's got some good shit,
right? And this guy, I mean, he's been in like a ton of films. He was telling me, how he kind of got started, and it's funny too. Well, I guess it's funny, but he has a scar on the right side of his face, and he was telling me that the way he got the scar is one of his ex-girlfriends got into an argument with him, whatever, and threw an ashtray and hit him in the face.
Nice.
It caused the scar, and because of that scar, it plays along with that kind of villain role that he has.
Yeah, for sure.
He was talking about that, and he was talking about this guy said that he's done. So I'm trying to think of how many films, but he said that he's died 80 times in movies. 80 times. So he's like I've died almost any way, every single way possible that you could die in a film. He's died. So, but anyway, super cool guy. So
he's one of the people that when I was like, oh shit, this guy's on Facebook. Like, it was surprising you could message him on Facebook. So obviously there's a lot of people who aren't on Facebook. So like same thing. I think Michael McGlone's pretty much off of Facebook now. I know he was like wrapping that up a couple months ago, but he was another one. I was like, holy crap, you can message this person on Facebook. Like just surprised and like you don't think to type in every name. You just assume these people aren't accessible on Facebook. That's what Twitter and shit is for, So like who knew some of these people were accessible on Facebook?
Yeah. And I kind of noticed that too. Like when because I've had a couple of people that I've been trying for, almost since the beginning, when I first started doing Crossman Productions to get on, like Brian Cuban. It took me a good, almost a year to get Brian's show too. So I think it's just persistence. I think, every so often I'll reach out to him and just nudge him again and just see. I think it's just trying to catch them at the right time is what it ends up being.
That is also very true. If depending on what they have going on, sometimes they see the message. I mean, we do it. We have a tenth of going on of what other people have going on, and we see a text. We're like, all right, I got to respond to that, and then we forget or whatever. So shit happens. That's my story. That's why Brad Pitt hasn't been on my podcast yet, because he forgot to respond to my text. He saw it. That's all. He'll get back to me.
Yeah, it's just persistence. Just give it some time, and he'll be on. You'll have him on.
Yeah, my dad will come back from getting milk eventually.
So yeah. So let me ask you this: is there like someone like in particular that you would really like to get on your show?
Oh man, if I could interview one person tomorrow, it'd probably be Pro Slacker Sean. No, I'm kidding. Oh yeah, there's so many people. I don't think I could pick one person. There's all right. So if I was gonna pick one, I pick give me the Workaholics boys tomorrow. Like there's 10 million people I would talk to before them and after them.
Right.
Someone I would just love to have some fucking fun on the internet with. Send me the Workaholics team tomorrow. Carl Durs, Blake Adam. Yeah.
Right. I can see you trying to go get somebody like Jeremy Renner on.
Yeah, I mean he's oh man, I think my shtick would wear thin with him. I think he'd be too serious for me. Like he'd be like, dude, you're a fucking amateur, man. Get the fuck out of here. He's like, I was gonna be like, dude, I almost died 2 months ago and you got me here doing this. Like, get the fuck away from me. Like that's Jeremy Renner, man. After a near-death experience, he's gonna be selective with his interviews now, man. He ain't got time for that. And I don't fucking blame him.
Right. You know, but one of the things I've learned is when you actually
a new episode came out today. I forgot to watch it. I got to get on that. I know what I'm doing after this.
What'd you say?
Mayor Kingstown new episode came out today. I forgot.
Cool. So what I was gonna say is that when we do finally get these these big actors to come on, the majority of the time they're just so they're down to earth people.
They really are. Yeah.
You know, when we talked to Michael McGlone, I mean, super nice guy. You know, Sean Cronin was the same way. Super nice guy.
Michael McGlone, he's like a mental and spiritual guru, wizard. Right. Like he's incredible to talk to, incredible to have a conversation with. Like his just like, I don't know, you hear certain things about people in the entertainment industry, I guess, and like how they're not approachable and they're not this or they're not that. And it's just like, I don't know, man, that he specifically, I mean, shit, that's a human being right there. That's the best way. That is a human being right there.
And one of the things I really love about Michael is I can't tell you how many times I've reached out and just text him and just like bounce stuff off of him. And he's, always been open and if I ask him to call me, he's pretty prompt to literally give me a call.
Yeah.
And give me advice on things that that I'm working on. So I'm constantly, I probably annoy the guy, but
I don't think so.
But I'm always like reaching out and I just talked to him about 2 or 3 days ago with something super nice guy too.
He loves that. He loves that shit though. Like you messaging him like, hey, like to offer you advice, guidance. Like he enjoys that. And then like he also just like to have a conversation about hopes, dreams, ideas, ventures. Like he loves all that stuff. So he probably, he just the fact that you include him in it, and you would think you're annoying him because he's right. Alone. The guy's got like a lot going on, but no, he loves it. It's it's few and far between people like that. That's for darn sure.
So, and he told me he just was on an episode of The Rookie on Tuesday. So I'll send you the episode. He just did it last week. So
nice.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is he's so sincere when you talk to him and you ask him for stuff. I mean, he's like, just, I don't know, super nice guy. Yeah. And it's not like when he talks to you, he gives you his full attention, and he really,
if he can't give you his full attention, he'll be like, hey, call me back in 20 minutes so I can give you my full attention. Like legit, that's the type of person he is. Like if he's like, I'm a little distracted right now. I want to make sure I give you what you need. Call me back in a little bit. We'll schedule something. It's this is all true. This is 100. Like I mean, between the two of us, we've probably had 100 conversations with the guy. I'm like, this is, he's just like, hey, something came up. Give me a half hour. We'll get you squared away every time.
So, and another person that's like that is Michelle Lopez Cordoza, the guy from the Vikings.
Okay.
So, and I just found out, I was talking to him the other day, and I found out that he's actually friends with Sean Cronin.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, he lives in Holland, and Sean's in London. So, but yeah.
And also like that geographically, America is so darn secluded, believe it. Like so, like obviously, Texas is to New York as like Spain is to Europe. I don't know, distance people don't at me. I don't know if that's the actual fucking distances, but like, just like we would hop a flight to Texas, they're hopping a train or a flight to anywhere over in like Europe and everything. So they're, like me and you networked from Florida to Texas. Yeah, they're gonna network from Ireland to whatever, things like that.
Right. So super cool guys. And then another person I'm probably going to bring on, and I want you to meet is Ginger Cressman.
Absolutely not. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Ginger. I was only kidding.
So she's another super cool person too. So she's currently in the movie The Jesus Revolution.
Nice.
That's in the box office right now. And then she just actually hooked me up. So she did The Jesus Revolution, and she was in the Amazon Prime series The Chosen.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, and I just binge watching the last two seasons of that. So she actually just hooked me up with another guy who's in The Chosen. He's done like 16 episodes. I have an interview with him tomorrow, actually. So, nice. She's super cool. I just introduced her to Anastasia, and so she's going to be a guest on Anastasia's show.
Just making connections out there,
right? So, but yeah, I mean, I was telling you, I interviewed CJ Bernard.
Yes.
So I felt so bad because we had the whole group from Voorhees, Night of the Beast, and some reason the guy just had a horrible time with that connection because he just kept losing the connection.
He just didn't want to talk to me, man. It's all right. No, I'm only kidding.
Well, it was funny because he said that we were asking questions and he wanted to answer the questions. his the audio wasn't working, and it just kept dropping him. Like every 5 seconds, it was dropping him. So I brought him on and did an interview with him on Crossman Productions. But I told him that what we're going to do is we're going to pick, because he's a big fan of the 80s. And one of the things that we were talking about, I told you, was The Warriors, the movie The Warriors. He would love to be
Outsiders?
Well, no, The Warriors. He wanted to do like a remake of The Warriors, like and be in it.
Oh, okay.
Because one of the questions I asked him is like, is there a particular movie or role that you would love to be in? And he told me he's a big 80s fan and he would love to remake The Warriors. And so I asked him about The Outsiders, if he ever seen The Outsiders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he didn't know what The Outsiders were. So I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have you watch an 80s show. We're probably going to pick The Outsiders. And then have him come on the show and give a review.
Hell yeah.
So
I haven't seen Outsiders since middle school, maybe high school. I don't know if that was PG-13 then high school, but it probably is PG-13. But
that's a great movie though. It's an awesome movie. So while we're here, I'm going to say hi to Chris is on, Jonathan's on, and Jasmine. So I want to say what's up to everybody.
I'll tell you what, in regards to The Outsiders, if I see a Soch, I'm smacking him in the face. All right. Soches, Don't.
You know, it's funny. It's funny
around.
because we're talking about how that movie would probably be what do they call it?
Not allowed to have but like, all right, realistically, if you take so like aesthetically, the socias were sociable. Like I have the picture here, they're wearing suits and shit like that, and you got
Right.
the greasers and their denims and leathers and t-shirts and stuff. What would these two groups look like stylistically if they were beefing today? I have no idea. Like, what are the socias going to be wearing? Like men rompers or something? Like, I don't even know. I guess suits still, and then the greasers are going to be wearing like, I don't know, tall tees and dyed hair or something like that. Like the greasers would basically be like punk rock. I would think like punk rock, like baggy, maybe like urban-y stuff, and then the socias would just be pretty boy bullshit still, I guess. But it would be, what it would look like would be amazing. It would look like a fucking peacock colors wise. It would be incredible. It would look like the whole goddamn color palette was imploding on itself.
Well, the whole premise was the rich kids versus the poor kids.
Yeah,
basically. You know what I mean? So
all right. So then this would be, it would be real Jordans versus flea market Jordans. That's what it would come
to. So Adidas versus my buddies.
Oh shit! Parks just said you motherfuckers are wearing Brooklyn BK Knights still.
Right?
You ever had a pair of BK Knights? That was in like the 80s.
BK Knights, man.
I don't know. I was born in '88, so if I had BK Knights, they were like, I had them in the '90s. They might have been done by then. I don't know.
Like, I was lucky if my parents bought me socks. So I don't. We passed
the bread loaf socks,
right? With the socks and my dad was with the whole duct tape. He's like, who needs shoes? You got duct tape. Just put duct tape on your feet.
Oh yeah, we 80s, born 88, 90s, just regular ass family. So like we didn't have nothing, but we didn't have everything. We just had what we needed, basically, that's a lot more than a lot of people ask. I'm not complaining by any means. Don't take it that way, people. My fat ass definitely ate, that's for sure.
So yeah, so what else we got? So on top of this, we're gonna bring CJ in. So I'm gonna have him watch The Outsiders, and then we're gonna bring him in and have him kind of do a review.
Yo, we need to get our boy to eat that steak. I just remember that. When's the big ant gonna eat that steak? Is the ant? Did I make that ant part up?
Oh yeah, we gotta get I gotta talk to Big Ant because
all right, it is Ant. All right, cool.
Yeah, Big Ant. Yeah, because we're supposed to go down to Amarillo, Texas, where they have that restaurant, and set that up so that we could do the double live. I want to do a double live event with him eating that steak. Dude, that's 72 ounces of steak. The thing,
yeah, that's a lot.
And then on top of that, you also have to do you have to eat like this, the baked potato, and there's like a whole, like a salad, and
I bet it's not even a regular size baked potato. I bet it's a big ass baked potato. I bet it's a big ass salad. Like, it's not even like, if they're going to give you a 72-ounce steak and all the other things are going to be normal size portions, you have a fighting chance. But if it's 72-ounce steak with things, relative portion sizes, you're kind of fucked. I don't really see like you can get some big ass potatoes. I don't know, you can be in trouble. A whole baked potato, that's fuck.
And then I think, and then on top of it, there's a time limit, and I think it's like a 30-minute time limit. So
talk about meat sweats. If meat sweats are a thing, he's gonna help that. Just fucking study him, because 72 ounces in a half hour. Just study him. He's gonna be
right. So that's gonna be a lot of fun too. So we're talking about the Chosen. I found out that the Chosen is actually filmed here in Texas, like an hour away from my house.
Not, dude. fucking audition, man.
Yeah,
I want you to really put your networking skills to the test now and see if we can even get on The Chosen.
So, and I'm going to. So, tomorrow I'm interviewing a guy named Ruben Gary Martinez. He actually plays like one of the Pharisees, and he's had like several different roles.
He sounds like he's got juice. His name sounds like he's got juice. I like the name. Strong.
Right, Ruben Gary Martinez. So I'm interviewing him tomorrow. He actually gave me the number to the casting or the name of the people for the casting.
There you go.
And so did Ginger. So they were telling me who it was. So they have two. So they have one casting for background actors, and then they have another casting director for leading roles. So I'm thinking about going out there and at least doing the background.
Yeah, you see this part. He's gonna parlay this, and he's gonna be a fucking TV star by the end of the year, and people are gonna be trying to get him on their podcast. He's not even gonna be able to be on. He's not even gonna come on this show at the end of the year. I'm gonna be like, yeah, sorry, Parks no showed again, and it's just gonna be me sitting here staring at the Crossman logo, and you're gonna be the leader of The Chosen. Son of a bitch, man! I can see it happening.
I'm actually trying to get the director. His name's Dallas Jenkins. So it's kind of like I've been reaching out to different people from that show, networking, because eventually I want to get Dallas Jenkins on, the director, and do an interview with him. So yeah, so I'm thinking, I don't know, probably in the next couple of weeks. They're saying it's pretty easy to get on as a just a background actor. So I mean, it's an hour away. So I'm thinking,
I'm not gonna lie. So because I'm not an actor, I've ended up in some productions, but like mostly as a background person. So like
right.
When I watch things, sometimes I'll like key in on background actors.
Right.
Shit's wild going on in the background, man. It's all like they're like it's just wild what's going on in the background. No one, it's there. It's so weird because it's there, it's happening, so it has a purpose. A lot of it, some of it legitimately plays into the story, and it's either you catch it or you don't, and I missed that, blah blah blah. Some of it is just because it's just normal things that go along, like when
right.
someone's walking down the street on their cell phone, there's other people walking around, things like that. But like,
right.
Just it's. I feel like it takes skill to walk behind the actual guy, like the actual center of the scene, and like not just like your timing's off. Like you just have to walk behind. I don't know. It's awkward. I think that's what it is. It just feels awkward to me when I'm trying to actually do it. It's just like it's fucking weird. Pretending out loud. That's what I call it. It's weird to pretend out loud.
So Jonathan said that you can confidently call yourself an actor.
She's nice.
So I'm thinking about doing that, which would be a lot of fun, because I think when I go out there, we'll do like a live broadcast while I'm on the set. So I thought that'd be something we could do. That'd be a lot of fun to do. So anyway,
hey man, I know it's my state. Use your networking skills. Get me in with the Orlando Guardians, the XFL guys. Oh, you got an XFL team, don't you?
Yeah, I just saw that. They're the Arlington
Battle. Is it Battlehawks? No, it's not Battlehawks. It's a weird name. It might be a weird name in Texas. Something that I keep.
I think it's Arlington Renegades.
Is it Renegade? Who has someone? Let's see. One of the teams has a weird name, and I can't remember. Let me look it up. The XFL is seemingly doing pretty well. I think that they have a good enough. The XFL, and then what was the other one? Yeah, that other football league that was out. People are so football obsessed right now that they have a good enough product that they are able to keep people hooked, entertained. Brahmas. What is a Brahmas? That's what it is. One of these teams is a Brahmas.
So I know the logo was blue. It was because I saw them the other day on Facebook, and so I subscribed to them. And I was thinking, you know, what would be cool is to get a player from the XL. What's the name of the league?
XFL.
Yeah, XFL. So I was thinking about getting one of the players from it and having them on the show.
All right, so I had to look it up. The San Antonio Brahmas, a Brahma is an abbreviation for the American Brahmin, which is a type of bull that has been bred in the United States since 1885. So essentially, it's the San Antonio Bulls.
So what do you see? You see the Arlington Renegades?
Yes.
That's the Dallas team.
Yes.
Arlington is actually where the Dallas Cowboys play.
Yes.
In Arlington, Texas.
Facts.
So, yeah, I would love to go actually see a game too. Go out there and check it out.
Yeah, Orlando Guardians 0-4, which sounds about right for an Orlando football team. I don't know. I feel like every time they come up with these startup football leagues, Orlando ends up with a team, and I don't know if I understand how. Maybe because they're like every other part, like there's Tampa Bucks, Jacksonville, we got Miami Dolphins, the Orlando's like, no, come on, the rest of Florida loves football. We gotta let. It's just like, nah, man, you guys barely support your basketball team. You don't have a baseball team. Like, I just let it go. You have Disney. Go be Disney. You have Disney, and they didn't even put the Ducks there. They put the Ducks in Cali. So sorry.
How many teams do they have all together? It was like something like, is it 12 or less?
Florida, oh god, there's a lot of teams. It's excessive. I don't know if this state should have this many teams. 11.
11. Okay, yeah, I was thinking 11 or 12.
I mean, if you, like, there's probably, you could probably count more, like if you wanted to count like the Brahmas and things like that. Like if you're counting them as a professional team now, but.
And how many teams does the XFL have altogether? It wasn't a whole lot when I saw it. It's just starting.
8.
Oh, 8. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was
Houston, Arlington, San Antonio, and Orlando, and then Seattle, St. Louis, DC, and where the fuck the Vipers are. I can't see their team name.
I think it's Las Vegas. I think the Vipers were Las Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas Vipers.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's funny. There's 8 teams, and 3 of them are in Texas.
That's a good point. That is a very good point. Texas apparently really loves their damn football.
You have all about football, guys.
Texas, Orlando.
Right.
That's the division. That's weird as fuck.
So yeah, because you got Houston, which is funny because Houston and San Antonio really isn't that far. Well, actually, not all 3 cities isn't really that far from each other. You know what I mean? Because even San Antonio is like maybe a 4-hour drive from Dallas. So that's crazy. It's crazy that we have so many teams.
Yeah, so there was actually a quarterback from the Orlando Guardians, Quentin Dormady, has been reinstated by the XFL after he was released for giving away team plays to the opponents. That happened a couple weeks ago.
How? I mean, they're new. I mean,
yeah, I don't like, but what?
Bill Belichick?
What's the benefit of like sabotaging your own amateur professional, your own basically pro-am team? Like if you do well, maybe you'll make it to the NFL. Like essentially the XFL, these leagues basically become minor leagues for the Big Fish League, which is fine. It works.
Yeah. So that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't understand the purpose of that. You know, if you're going to give away the secret, just go play for that team.
Right. That's a very good point. You know, I don't know. Who knows how much that shit's going on? Probably happening more than we realize.
Right. It's crazy. Yeah. It goes again to talk about like when we were talking about the live show where, you know, as long as people are involved, there's always going to be some kind of corruption. So.
Absolutely.
Crazy. Just go play a sport, man. You know, you get to do something that you love to do. Just go do it, man. Just have some fun with it. I don't understand. Anyways, So, talking about that, I wanted to talk about that article that I sent you about Grace Van Dien.
Right.
So, the article was basically saying that Grace was, people know her from Stranger Things, but apparently she recently was, I guess, involved in a project, and she said that she had a producer kind of solicit her to um, be with him and his girlfriend. And so she was talking about stepping away from acting. And I was thinking about that. My daughter brought that to me because my daughter is like a huge Stranger Things fan. And I was seeing that, and I'm like, it seems like that's happening an awful lot in Hollywood now. Where things like that is becoming more. I can't say, it's probably something that's been going on for a long time, but I'm thinking that it's just now getting exposed.
Yeah, believe it or not, I think it's actually probably happening less because it's being exposed so much now. Like, I think it, last year, 5 years ago, it was even worse. Like, I think Harvey Weinstein being found out probably did. It didn't stop it, but it definitely changed things a little bit. So I do think it's probably um not maybe as like it, but before. Now it's not an accepted practice. Before it was basically an accepted practice. It was like, oh no, yeah, that's part of the game. Now it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's not really part of the game anymore. So it's terrible that it happens. I just don't like, people suck. That's what it comes down to. People just suck.
Yeah. And it's sad because you have a lot more, especially some of the younger female actresses coming out, who's been talking about it, and I know it's been going on for a while because it kind of goes back to the whole Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, situation. So I know it's been going on for a while, but it's just it's sad to hear, especially when you have such a talented upcoming actress, who feels that they have to step away, from something that they really love doing because you have idiots like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and this isn't like, I am not taking an objective stance by no means. It's just, we also have to remember there's a 17-year-old girl working at McDonald's right now, and the 45-year-old manager is doing the same thing to her right now, and she's like, doesn't have a platform to go be like, yeah, I can't act anymore. I'm just gonna do my podcast and still make money because this guy tried to get me to have a threesome. So like, what happened to her was terrible, but like,
Yeah.
she'll be all right. There's a 17-year-old girl right now who's being pressured to do that, but like, who's not a millionaire, never
Right.
been on TV, and no one's gonna care. No one's gonna write an article about her or anything. They're just gonna be like, yeah, you probably did it. Like,
Yeah.
so it's world's a
So
sick place is the moral of the story, really.
yeah, but for Grace, I wish that I mean, I wish you would come and I want to say who the person is, expose the person. But I know that when you're in that um, I don't want to say society, but when you're in that, I guess, that industry, you try not to be blackballed if you do decide you're going to stay in. And so,
Well, but that's another issue though, and like that. This is, again, not just trying to be objective, but like,
right,
you can't decide that that's unacceptable for you right now, but in 6 months, you know what, maybe that offer won't bother me as much because I decided I missed acting enough that that sexual offer doesn't bother me anymore. Like, you can't have it both ways. You either those need to be off the table altogether, stand strong, don't go back to the industry until actual things are done to rectify those situations. Not
Right.
an easy task. I understand that. Or it'll never be ruled out completely, never rooted out completely for sure. But like that,
Right.
it's garbage to be like, no, yeah, this guy propositioned to me, so I'm taking a break from the industry right now, but I'm not going to out him in case I want to go back. So, like, you're letting him fly under the radar, doing that to all these other women, and because you might decide to go back and you might need that connection. That's terrible. That's really terrible. If that
Right.
is any sort of motive, like that's morally disgusting.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing too, is that I wish that you would expose them, and so that Hollywood could stand up and get rid of them. But truth is, Hollywood might be defending the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we know that's happened. We
Yeah.
obviously, there's if oh God, man, if we know about Harvey Weinstein, think about who we don't
Right.
know about. Think about what we don't know about. It's always, like there's always at least one worse that we don't know about in my mind. And that might be terrible, but that's kind of seems to be human nature. Like if someone can be that bad, yeah, there's someone that can be worse. So
Yeah. But you're thinking too, with even like Harvey Weinstein, um, how many people knew in Hollywood knew what he was doing, and nobody said anything.
a
You know what I mean?
disgusting percentage.
Yeah, and how long did he get away with doing the stuff that he did?
Tens
Yeah,
of years,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
maybe
So,
30 years, maybe 20 years, tens of
and that's
years.
why I think that these producers are that's getting caught doing it. I really think that Hollywood, if they want to stand for a cause, for a real cause, that's something they need to be cleaning house and getting those guys out of there.
Here's the thing, man, and it's human nature.
Mhm.
Morals go out the window. The 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 more zeros for some people, the quicker the moral and the call it I forgot the word I was going to say, but just look the other way, turn a blind eye to things because they don't want to fuck up their paycheck. They don't want to, and like I don't know, man. You're gonna out somebody who did something to somebody else, and maybe they did it to you, maybe they didn't, and
Right.
lose I don't know, maybe tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars for your family for that generational wealth that you're like dying and really hoping for. That was your biggest goal in life. Was like I just want I just want to change things not just for me, but for the next group, then the group after that of my family. And
Yeah.
then something like that happens. Maybe you walked into the room, saw the wrong thing, heard the wrong thing, see something, say something. Well, now you don't get to live that life if you do the right thing. So yeah, man, it ain't easy being a human. I know
Yeah.
right and wrong, but like it's right and wrong is the obvious choice. What we do when you add in variables like tens of millions of dollars,
Right.
that comes down to humans. I mean, if you do the right thing in that situation, you're going to heaven.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's horrible that it's happening out there, and for me being a father, it pisses me off that they do it to these young girls. You know what I mean?
No,
So
that's terrible. Shit, man. There are people who there's people I know. There's only that I have come into contact with. Essentially, the reason they wrote a script was because they know girls were going to go in their DMs and be like, "Oh my god, I'll do a favor for a role." Like that's why they wrote a movie.
right.
They don't care about a movie. It just gives them opportunities.
So man, so I'm hoping that you know that you see there exposes the person. I don't want to see someone with that kind of talent though give up
No,
on,
absolutely
on,
not.
on your dream like that just because you got people like that. But man, I don't know. You know, it seems like it's been going on, and they know it's been going on, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel like that they're doing enough to stop it. Yeah.
Here's a big part of the problem is, I don't know. I just think we need to take human nature more into account for things. So, like,
Yeah.
humans have urges and desires and things like that. And if you can't not say no to those urges and desires, whether you are forcibly taking it from a woman or you're using your position of power to proposition her, if you can't err on the right side of that, you should be dealt with in some harsh way, shape, or form. Like, that's
Right.
terrible. Like, people who committed sexual atrocities used to be fucking shot, hung, taken care of. Like, for certain crimes, does the punishment fit the crime? Yeah, for that it should, because here's the thing. That's like a just a core issue. That's a broken person. I don't give a fuck what you do. That person who did that once is enough for me. Take my back, get rid of them.
Right.
That's if you can't, they just the fact that the woman said no in that situation. If you commit a sex crime, the woman said no, then she said no, then she said no, then she was screaming no, then she was crying, then she was punching you, kicking you, trying to get you out of it. All of that didn't make you realize what you were doing was no. Plus, they told you your whole life it was illegal and you can't do it. They told you it was one of the worst things you could ever do to a human, and you still decided to do that. Nah, get him out of here. Go. Come on. Get the fuck out. And we're just going to keep him around, pay for him as society, let him back out of prison at some point. No. If you make that decision, even if you have the urge, but we said, yeah, man, that's really wrong to do. It's one of the worst things you can do. And you're like, oh, I'm going to fucking do it anyway. No, get that motherfucker out of here.
Right. So, yeah. So, hopefully they'll get that resolved, and Grace will continue to work, be able to do what she loves doing, and not have to worry about stuff like that. So, now that you're in your new place, what do you have any big plans coming up?
Oh man, so just survive somehow, the old Walking Dead moniker. Just survive somehow. It's been a wild ride.
Right.
I am, happy to stand back up on my feet.
That's good, man. And congratulations on getting a new place, man. That's
I'm very, very lucky. Very, very, very lucky. Things worked out for me the way they did.
cool.
Big, a lot of big things coming very shortly.
Cool. So yeah, and then I got another big week coming up. So I interview Ruben tomorrow. Friday, I have James Stokes coming up Friday. The guy who plays Voorhees.
Nice.
So
I met James the other day.
Yeah, so we'll be interviewing him. I got 5 interviews this week. Another 5 coming up. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just been crazy. It's funny because almost every time I release an interview, I've had people come in, and now it's getting to the point where people are coming and contacting me, asking to be on the show. But then, there's people that I really want to get on the show. Like, I wanted to talk to James and hear James's story. He just seems like a really interesting person. So, and what I want to talk to him too about showing up at school as Jason. Talking about bullying. So he just seems like a really interesting person. So, yeah. So it's gonna be another busy week this week, and then I don't know, man. I think things are really starting to pick up for for not only for Crossman Productions, but we've had several people ask about the CrossFit Pro Show.
Nice.
So when I did the interview with Mark Massini over in was in L.A. I just did another one with another guy, Ralph, in Pittsburgh. But they watch both Crossfire Productions and the CrossFit Pro Show, so they've been asking about both. So I think we're starting to make some waves, and starting to get out there. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm excited about what the direction that we're going with this. So.
It's Cross Pro for the win in 2023.
Cool. So are we good with the Outsiders?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's tell CJ to watch the Outsiders, and then we'll have him come back on the next show, and we'll do the review.
I almost just blurted out a joke spoiler, but then I was like, no, that's an actual spoiler. Like, I swear to God, I almost was just like, this person, but just as a joke, but it would have actually been what happened. So I'm glad I didn't say that. I caught myself last second.
So, that's another thing too is, we're talking about people that we like to get on the show. One of the people I would love to talk to is Ralph Macchio.
Boy?
Huh?
Hey boy?
No, Johnny. The one who played Johnny. He played Karate Kid.
No, I know.
Yeah. But. So he played Johnny in The Outsiders.
But if we're gonna get an outsider on here, man, it's got to be Pony Boy. Everybody.
Which is funny. It's funny because Thomas C. Howell is the one who played Pony Boy.
Right.
And he was the lead role in that movie. And it's funny because they everybody thought he was going to be this big actor, but out of all the people, because you had Matt Dillon, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise, Ralph Macchio. I mean, there was Diane Lane.
That cast is crazy.
You have all these people. That was on there.
Cast is crazy for a movie that plays like a Saturday afternoon VHS special. Like, it doesn't play like Outsiders now. Oh my God, it'd be gritty as fuck. Like, it does not play like what it is. Like, it feels like a school special movie. Like, for that, like from Patrick Swayze, Matt Dillon, C. Thomas Howell, Ralph Macchio, Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise, Diane Lane, Leif Garrett. I've heard of Glenn Withrow. I mean, Jesus, Sofia Coppola. Like, but like the movie's good. Just it didn't. It's not with that cast. You would think you got like the Godfather status.
Well, what's funny is one of the things that always amazed me about The Outsiders is you have that cast, and a lot of them, that was their first film.
Yeah.
That was their first film. And so you imagine being the casting director for that?
Oh, you look like a genius.
Yeah, you look like a rock star. I mean,
yeah, hell yeah.
Because every single one of those, became, big names. I know.
The casting director was drunk the entire time. They were on a bender. They had no idea what they were doing. They're just like, now they're just good. And they're like, what'd you think? Come on, I had that.
Right. You think they just stumbled on it? They just stumbled on it, and then now it's like the cast. Like, I mean, and I'm trying to think of another movie that has,
They were like Tom Cruise. What a stupid fucking name. Well, let's watch this audition. They're like, oh man, this guy can act.
Right. And then now look at Tom. I mean, he's all over the place. Right. I mean, yeah.
Now Tom Cruise will beat your ass on his movie set if you don't do what he says. He's just going to write that in as a stunt. He's like, hey, we got a new stunt. I punch you right in the fucking face.
So you got, it's just funny because, I mean, I'm trying to think of another film who has had a cast that big, where all the people, became, big time actors. But all of them were unknown at the time. And I can't think of another movie that struck gold like that. So, anyways, great movie for CJ to watch. And then, with everybody doing these fan favorite movies, that would be another good movie for somebody to redo in a modern setting.
I'll be Pony Boy all day.
So,
I have a tattoo across my chest that says "Stay Golden."
right, stay golden, Pony.
Instead of Thug Life, it's gonna say "Stay Gold, Pony." Stay Gold.
So yeah, but that would be cool to see them like redo that in a modern setting. So I don't know how that would play out, but that'd be cool. So anyway, I'll let CJ know. So when he comes in, on the next episode, he give us his feedback of what he thinks about that.
So now I knew this would be a thing. I typed in "Stay Gold" tattoo. God, people, you are all so fucking cringy. Get the fuck out of here.
So the people actually got that tattoo.
Yeah. Oh, there's millions of people with a "Stay Gold" tattoo. Like Jesus Christmas. I don't even know what it's from.
I wonder how many did it right after the movie. It's like, I'm gonna go get that tattooed.
Probably not as many because people weren't as corny and cringy back then.
As they are. Wow. So all right, cool, man. So
just the fact it hurts me worse to think that most of these "Stay Gold" tattoos probably weren't even done until 2010, when all of a sudden someone was like made Outsiders a trend on the internet, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, "Stay Gold, that's a great line." Oh God, I hate society.
That's funny, man. I don't know who would want to get that as a tattoo, but I guess
you could always get your own name on your arm and underline it, I guess.
Right. So, well, cool, brother. All right, man. So, yeah. So it's gonna be another good week, and then we'll get together again next week, and just kind of share what we've been doing, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's keep on trucking here. Ready to rock.
Cool. All right, guys. So until the next episode, remember, you're uniquely designed with a purpose. Peace.
Peace.
All right, brother.